Brrr. It's a cold open. The butcher found quite a scene in his meat freezer today. Usually it's just some athlete in the middle of a training montage, but not this time. It's gross. A body in a tub. He had his spleen removed. And nearby is even grosser. This guy had every piece of himself removed, except his spleen. What kind of monster did this? A wolf man? Or maybe a wolf and a man working together? I'm on the case. Gotta take a bunch of time and investigate carefully. Not all of us have the luxury of a montage. I visit the hospital morgue to see if this is part of a pattern. It's an even colder opening in here. The doctor shows me a few other bodies with similar wounds, more missing parts, very clean slices, cold cuts. They reek of embalming fluid. One woman drained of blood. What kind of monster did this? A Dracula? Or maybe, what kind of mobster did this? An organ thief. That's big business in this city. Organized crime. Every week they gather in the basement of an abandoned church, the last place anyone would think to look. I don't want to be conspicuous, so I grab a shopping cart and browse. There's big brands, smaller local vendors, free samples. I ask around to see if anybody's been selling a spleen, or selling every part of the body except a spleen. No answer. But I catch a whiff of embalming fluid. Smells familiar. The salesman says I've got a good nose, and lungs, and gallbladder. Why get one organ when you can buy wholesale? Entire bodies wrapped up to go. What kind of monster did this? A mummy? On the other side of the counter are the discount bodies. Some are missing a few organs, so they're on sale. But then I notice the cuts. Clean, professional, like they were sliced in a sterile place. A cold open. Is the doctor selling bodies for parts? It turns out I'm right, but the doctor didn't just sell him bodies, she bought from him too. Or at least she did until recently. Maybe he got too expensive, or maybe there was bad blood between them, or maybe she found another source. I head back to the morgue. Nobody's here, and no bodies here, so I make an even colder open into the operating room and back. There's a boy on the counter, alive. I got here just in time to stop this pre-mortem from becoming a post-mortem. And there's that other guy's missing spleen, and that other spleen's missing guy. The doctor's become a murderer. She doesn't need to buy bodies when she can just get them herself. She's cutting out the middleman so she can cut out the middle man. But what is she doing with all these organs? She says she has to operate on this boy because he's her son. The answer to the riddle is that the doctor is the boy's mother. He got extremely sick, so she bought a black market liver and did a transplant to try and save him. But his kidney rejected the new liver, so she had to replace the kidney. Then his lungs rejected the new kidney, so she had to replace the lungs. When there weren't enough bodies to buy, she resorted to murder. She's desperate, on her last legs. But she's going to save him, even if it means replacing him piece by piece. I realize what kind of monster did this. A Frankenstein, which in this case is correct because Frankenstein isn't the name of the monster, it's the name of the doctor. She says she's not a universal monster, she's a universal donor. Wouldn't I give up anything to save my child? Haven't I ever done a bad thing for a good reason? Haven't I ever let something slide? She can tell I understand. I've got kind eyes. I only have a second to react. So, I make a threat. If she comes any closer, I'll cut her son's throat. So, don't move a muscle. She says no. If anything, kill her first. Her son needs to outlive her, even if he's without liver. I say nobody's going to die. And nobody's going to die. I called the cops on my way over. They'll be here soon to arrest her. But I see a lot of corpses in my line of work. I promise her I'll keep an eye out. If I spot any good-looking organs, I'll pass them along to her son. I know what it's like to be a desperate parent. Her story broke my heart. But I can always get a new one.